All right, so today we're diving into a story. Uh, it's a story that feels like watching a little ripple turn into a tidal wave.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's about a young ruler
Oh, wow.
at the very top of his game,
Huh.
suddenly facing a challenge from like a traveling healer.
Huh. Interesting.
Sounds kind of basic at first,
Yeah.
but what unfolds is this really fascinating clash
Oh.
between worldly authority and this deep popular belief.
Hmm.
And it all comes from this source we've been looking at, xbw.pdf.
Right.
It's really something else.
Yeah, so what strikes me right away about this whole story is the setup.
Okay.
You know, xbw.pdf makes it clear that
Right.
Sun Sunseri, the little conqueror,
Right.
he wasn't just some random young leader.
Yeah.
The guy was a military prodigy. He carved out a huge chunk of territory for himself when he was barely even 20.
Yeah. I mean, he was in his teens when he started, right?
Exactly.
It's
crazy. And even Cao Cao.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Cao Cao thought twice
Yeah.
before messing with him.
Yeah, that's saying something.
So when we see Sun Tzu's authority challenged in this story, it's not by another warlord or anything. It's by someone completely outside the usual power structure.
It's like a total curveball.
Yeah, exactly.
And the excerpt really hammers home how powerful Sun Tzu already was at this point. We're talking early 20s, basically running what would become like a major part of the Eastern Wu kingdom.
Wow.
And he's so confident,
Yeah.
so secure,
Right.
that he throws this huge state banquet for Chen Zhen.
Qin Zhen, right? The visiting dignitary.
Yeah, imagine this scene, okay?
Okay.
Lavish food,
Mm-hmm.
important guests.
Yeah.
It's a full-on display of his status. You
Yeah,
know?
I get it.
It's a power move for sure.
Totally.
And it's right in this moment
Yeah.
when everything seems totally solid
Mm.
that things get completely flipped on their head.
Oh, so what happens?
It's not an assassination attempt.
No? No, okay.
It's not a political coup or anything like that.
Interesting.
Instead, 2/3 of Sun Tzu's guests just get up and leave.
Seriously.
Mid-meal.
Like in the middle of the banquet.
Yeah, like they just walk out.
Wow, that's wild.
You can totally feel that awkward tension.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Maybe even some panic.
I bet.
So, of course, Sun Tzu is like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
And his guards totally embarrassed, you know.
Uh-huh.
They explain that this Taoist priest, Yuji, who the people are calling a divine sage, is passing through.
A divine sage.
Yeah, and all these officials just rushed out to show respect.
They just abandoned the banquet.
Yeah, imagine Yuji walking by.
Okay.
Streets are packed,
Whoa.
people bowing, burning incense.
Wow.
It's a huge deal.
And since these people are just ditching him for this.
It's a total power shift, right?
Yeah, it undermines his authority in a big way.
And it's not just about losing face. From Sun Tzu's perspective, this whole thing could be a real threat.
Okay, how so?
Well, he's probably thinking, if they revere this Yuji this much,
Mm-hmm.
where does that leave my authority? Could this turn against me?
Yeah, yeah.
He doesn't see Yuji as this benevolent healer.
I see.
He sees him as a potential problem. Someone who could sway the people's loyalty.
So it's a threat to his power.
Absolutely. And you can practically see Sun Tzu's ego taking a hit.
Yeah.
He looks out, sees this old Taoist white hair, the staff,
It's a classic image.
and he's surrounded by this massive crowd of Sun Tzu's own people,
Wow.
showing him this incredible reverence.
It's like a direct challenge.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a direct challenge to his ego, his sense of control.
And it's not just a bruised ego, right?
Yeah.
This is a serious situation for him.
Exactly.
He needs to maintain control.
Yeah. So his reaction is immediate and strong.
Okay.
He demands Yuji be brought to him right away.
Huh.
And it's interesting, even his own advisors try to caution him.
Oh, really?
They're basically like, maybe let this one go, you know? Trying to explain that Yuji is super well known for healing.
Oh.
He's seen as a living god because he performs these miracles. Yeah. And he heals for free, never asks for money.
Wow.
But Sun Tzu is not having any of it. All he sees is someone stealing the show, someone who has the attention of his people.
I see.
He brushes off the living god stuff
Yeah.
and demands to know Yuji's name.
Okay.
Even when they're like, hey, maybe leave this guy alone. He's like, nope,
He's not backing down.
no way he's completely offended, you know?
His pride's hurt.
Totally. And he doesn't just want to talk. He orders his guards to arrest Yuji
Wow.
immediately.
No hesitation.
And he makes it clear there will be consequences if they don't.
So they have to obey.
They're stuck between a rock and a hard place,
Yeah,
right?
Poor guards.
They have to bring this revered figure
Right.
to the very, very angry little conqueror.
Okay, so what happens when they meet?
The confrontation is really telling.
Oh, so...
Well, Sun Tzu's first words are accusations.
Okay.
He calls Yuji a Yado.
A Yaudo.
Yeah, it's not just calling him a sorcerer like we might think of, you know. This term implies someone using supernatural powers to, like, mislead the masses, potentially stir up trouble.
Oh, so a serious accusation.
Very serious.
Yeah.
It shows how deeply suspicious Sun Tzu is
Yeah.
of anyone with influence outside his control.
Yeah, so Yuji's response is interesting.
Okay, what does he say?
He's super calm and collected. He just says that he's a Taoist traveling around.
Okay.
He's devoted his life to healing,
Uh-huh.
and he's never asked for anything in return.
Interesting.
He seems genuinely confused by the accusations.
Like Sun Tzu's totally misjudging him.
It seems that way, yeah.
Wow.
But Sun Tzu is already convinced that Yuji is trying to undermine him.
He's made up his mind.
Yeah, he immediately brings up the Yellow Turban Rebellion.
Oh, wow.
This massive peasant uprising with all the religious stuff.
Right.
And he links Yuji to it.
Whether it's true or not.
Exactly. It doesn't even matter.
It shows what Sun Tzu's afraid of.
It reveals his fear of popular movements that could challenge his power.
Yeah.
Especially ones with religious leaders.
Right. It's a classic concern for rulers back then.
Yeah, that religious fervor could turn into rebellion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, based on this suspicion, Sun Tzu's first instinct is to have Yuji executed.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
But as we saw, a lot of officials speak up.
They try to stop him.
Yeah, even big names like Zhang Zhao
Oh,
and even Chen Zhen, the diplomat.
Huh, interesting.
They all plead for Yuji's life.
What do they say?
They emphasize his history of helping people, his selflessness, all the good he's done.
It's this clash, you know,
It is.
between the ruler's absolute power
Yeah.
and the people's respect for Yuji.
Right. It suggests that even the strongest authority isn't totally untouchable
It can be swayed.
by popular opinion, or at least by those who understand it.
Right.
So eventually, Sun Tzu backs down from immediate execution.
Okay.
But you can tell it's not because he's changed his mind.
Right.
He agrees to imprison Yuji instead. But it's clear this is just a temporary solution.
So the conflict is still simmering.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So what happens next?
So this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
A minister steps in and proposes this kind of clever plan.
Oh, what's the plan?
It's a way for Yuji to maybe prove himself,
Okay.
but it's also Sun Tzu's chance to test his abilities.
I see.
See, there's this terrible drought going on. And the minister suggests that Yuji should try to make it rain.
A rain-making ritual.
Exactly. If he succeeds,
Yeah,
maybe Sun Tzu will see him differently.
that makes sense.
And Sun Tzu agrees, but, you know,
Yeah.
his motives are totally cynical.
He's not really hoping for rain, is he?
No, he sees it as a win-win for himself.
Okay, how so?
Well, if Yuji fails to make it rain,
Uh-huh.
Sun Tzu has the perfect excuse to execute him
Right.
and get rid of the problem.
And if he succeeds,
Sun Tzu will probably find a way to spin that too.
of course he will.
So they bring Yuji out of prison,
Okay.
and he agrees to do the ritual. He does all the traditional stuff, washing, changing clothes,
Yeah.
then goes to the altar. And what's really striking is how he does it. He stands in the blazing sun and binds himself with ropes.
Wow, that's intense.
Then he announces he's going to pray for a big rainfall.
How much rain?
3 feet specifically.
Done.
The drought.
Okay.
And the people are desperate for rain, so they all gather to watch.
It's a huge event.
Huge Yuji, totally calm, assures them that the rain is coming.
And Sun Tzu.
He's watching the whole thing,
Yeah.
totally skeptical.
He doesn't believe it.
No way.
Yeah.
And he actually sets this harsh deadline.
A deadline.
He says if it doesn't rain by noon the next day,
Uh-oh.
he's going to burn Yuji alive.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it's a serious threat.
So what happens? Does it rain?
And then right at noon,
Oh.
the whole atmosphere changes. This crazy storm rolls in the sky, goes dark,
Okay.
and it starts pouring rain.
Wow.
Just like Yuji said.
So he did it.
He did it,
Yeah.
and it actually rains even more than 3 feet.
So the drought's over.
It's over. Just like that.
You'd think Sun Tzu would be impressed.
You'd think right.
Maybe even humbled.
But no, his jealousy and resentment just get worse.
Seriously.
Yeah, in his mind, Yuji isn't doing something good.
Right.
He's deliberately showing Sun Tzu up.
Trying to make him look weak.
Exactly, stealing the people's loyalty.
Sun Tzu's so focused on power.
He just doesn't get it.
What doesn't he get?
He can't see the genuine gratitude that people have for Yuji He's so blinded by his own ego.
He can't see past his own authority.
Yeah, and then it gets even crazier.
Oh, what now?
As the rain's pouring down, Yuji just yells, "Stop."
He yells, "Stop!"
Yeah, one word, and instantly the wind and rain just stop.
Like, completely.
Completely. It's like he controls the elements.
That's wild.
The crowd is totally stunned.
Yeah, I bet.
They're on their knees bowing in awe.
Wow.
But for Sun Ce,
Yeah.
this is like the final straw.
It confirms his suspicion.
It doesn't inspire awe in him.
Right.
It fuels his paranoia.
He thinks Yuji's dangerous.
He thinks he's this powerful sorcerer, defying his authority, manipulating everyone.
So what does he do?
He ignores the crowd, who are now even more devoted to Yuji, draws his sword, and orders Yuji's immediate execution.
He's not messing around.
No, this time there's no hesitation.
Wow.
The soldier does it.
Yeah.
And as Yuji's head is cut off, there's this weird detail.
What's that?
This green vapor rises from his body.
Green vapor.
Yeah, it's this eerie image.
That's strange.
It adds this whole otherworldly element to the scene.
I can see that.
But Sun Ce still doesn't back down.
He doubles down.
He orders Yuji's body to be displayed in public.
What? Why?
He wants to show everyone that Yuji's just a mortal man powerless in death.
He's trying to break their belief.
Exactly. But that night, during a storm, the guards discover that Yuji's body is gone.
What?
It vanished without a trace.
How's that possible?
No one knows. Sun Ce is furious.
Yeah, I bet.
He's losing control of the story.
Right.
And this just makes people believe in Yuji even more. And then here's the truly unbelievable part.
Okay, I'm listening.
Sun Ce is in his hall,
Uh-huh.
and Yuji just suddenly appears.
What? He's alive.
Alive and unharmed.
This is supernatural, right?
Totally. It's not a normal event.
Yeah.
Sun Ce completely freaks out,
I bet.
collapses right there.
Wow.
And his mother, Lady Wu, shows up. She immediately sees how serious this is.
Yeah.
She warns Sun Ce that he's brought this on himself.
What does she mean?
She says he's facing divine retribution.
For killing Yuji?
Yeah, for killing someone revered for his spiritual virtues.
I see.
She tells him straight up, Yuji was innocent.
Wow.
And now Sun Ce has to deal with the consequences.
So what does he do?
Well, he's still so arrogant.
He doesn't listen.
Nope. He dismisses her warning completely.
Wow.
He boasts about his military victories.
Oh, right.
Because he's killed tons of enemies without any problems.
So he thinks he's untouchable.
Totally. He doesn't understand the kind of power Yuji had.
Right. It's not about military might.
Exactly. But the consequences start right away.
Oh, what happened?
The very next night, Yuji appears again.
Where?
In Sun Ce's bedroom.
Like a ghost.
Yeah, this ghostly figure in the dark.
That's creepy.
Sun Ce tries to attack him.
With his sword?
Yeah. But Yuji just disappears,
Oh, wow.
leaving Sun Ce completely shaken.
So it's a haunting now.
And then Lady Wu gets sick too.
Oh, no.
It's like this curse has fallen on them.
Yeah, I see that.
She begs Sun Ce to admit he was wrong
Hmm.
and suggests he go to the Jade Purity Temple.
To pray for forgiveness.
Yeah, to try and make things right.
Does he go?
He does, but reluctantly.
Okay.
And probably more to appease his mother than out of genuine remorse.
Yeah, he's still stubborn.
Oh, yeah. But even at the temple, his arrogance doesn't go away.
Really?
He's disrespectful during the rituals,
How so?
ignores the priests,
Oh, wow.
doesn't show any real regret.
He's not taking it seriously.
Not at all. And then the supernatural stuff ramps up.
Oh, no, what happens?
So as the incense is burning,
Yeah.
the smoke forms this canopy above Sun Ce.
Like a cloud.
Yeah, this weird smoke cloud.
Okay.
And sitting on top of it
Yeah.
is Yuji.
No way.
Sun Ce totally flips out,
I bet.
runs out of the temple thinking he's being haunted.
But he can't escape it.
But as he gets to the entrance,
Yeah.
he sees Yuji again.
Oh, wow.
This time looking furious.
And Sun Ce.
He panics,
Yes.
throws his sword.
At Yuji.
He tries to, but it misses.
Oh, no.
And it hits the soldier who actually beheaded Yuji.
What?
Kills him instantly.
That's awful.
It's like this gruesome symbol.
Yeah, of what he did.
But Sun Ce is still in denial.
He can't let it go.
He orders the temple to be destroyed.
What?
Yeah, blames it for harboring the Yada.
Even though his own actions caused this.
It's crazy. And as the temple burns, people say they see Yuji standing in the flames unharmed.
Like he's invincible.
It's this image of how strong belief can be.
I see that.
Sun Ce tries to go home.
To get away.
Yeah, hoping to find some peace. Yuji's there waiting for him.
They can't escape.
He tries, everything sets up camp outside the city, thinking his army can protect him. But Yuji appears every night.
It's relentless.
It's torture. Sun Tzu's wasting away.
Stress is getting to him.
His mother sees how bad it's gotten.
Yeah.
Says he looks gaunt, lifeless.
Wow.
And then it gets even worse.
It could be worse than this.
He looks in a mirror.
Okay.
And instead of seeing himself,
he
sees Yuji staring back.
Oh my God.
That's it. That's the breaking point.
He can't take it anymore.
The terror is so much that his old wounds reopen.
Wow.
And he collapses. He knows he's dying.
So this is the end.
It is. He dies at 26.
So young.
Lady Wu mourns him.
Yeah.
But she talks about his arrogance.
His fatal flaw.
His unwillingness to listen to his tragic conflict with Yuji.
It's a sad ending.
It really is. So what can we take away from all this?
It's about this tension between the power of rulers and the power of belief.
Right. It's a reminder that actions have consequences.
Especially when you ignore the will of the people.
It makes you think about leadership. Is it just about giving orders?
Right.
Or is it about understanding the people you lead?
And respecting their beliefs.
And what about the power of belief itself?
Yeah.
Even when it seems irrational.
Yeah.
And maybe the most interesting question is, was Sun Tzu's death just a natural consequence?
Yeah.
Or was there something more going on?
Something supernatural.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's a story about power belief and the things we choose to believe in.
It definitely makes you think.
It does. I hope it makes you think too.